So we'll start learning grouping in pig. Why we need to learn grouping in pig? Because most of the pig functions take bag as the input parameter. Now when it is arranged as bags, tuples and everything, we need to group them to get the summary statistics, etc. So group it's kind of similar to SQL group by. So let us see how to group inside pig. So we will work with an example online retail customer data. So that means we need to first move that online retail customer data onto HDFS. The one that we moved earlier was invoice data. It is not customer data. So retail invoice data. Right now what we are going to move is customer data. See the command, copy from local online retail customer.txt. Then in HDFS it will be named as online retail customers HDFS. So Hadoop fs.la. So inside HDFS, Hadoop distributed file system, we have now online retail customer HDFS. Now once the data is there, let's load it onto pig. So I'm working in two different shells here. Yes, as you can observe, the first one is Hadoop shell, the second one is pig shell. Now online customer pig is the relation name. Inside pig I use load command. So from Hadoop I'm using load command that will load this dataset inside this one, and this time we already gave the schema. You can use directly dump, but dump is too big, because if the data set is too big, then dump is going to dump everything, print everything. There is a better way of looking at the data. You can use limit command. You can use limit. So let's use limit command. So because we have the relation name, that is retail customer pig, if we dump, it will be dumped everything. So what I'll do is I'll use limit and 10. So this is the code, and since this is a data flowing language, this need to be stored somewhere, and then that can be dumped. So first we will create head retail customer underscore pig. So this is what head retail customer underscore pig, a new relation name. How it is created? You have taken this retail customer pig, that is the pig relation or the data table. You take first 10 observations. So because you are writing limit 10, it will be kept or stored inside this head retail customer pig. That is what we are creating now. It's a new relation. The name can be anything. So first it will be created, then you can dump that one. So that's why it is called pig data flow language. It's not directly, you can't print it directly, you can't write limit retail customer pig. It will not. That if you want to see the output, you have to use dump operator. That's why first you have to save the output somewhere, then you dump that particular relation. So when you dump that particular relation, you can see this online retail customer data. It has these many columns, and we have printed first few rows. What are we trying to do here? If you see, there is a field country. Within that country, in fact, if you say describe, if we would have used describe, then we would have seen for online retail customer, let's use describe online retail customer. Then we will get to know the exact format. So it has unique ID, and then invoice date, customer ID, and customer country. What are we trying to do? We will try to group by country, United States, United Kingdom, etc. So group by country is simply, it is going to create a new bag where the first value will be United Kingdom. All the rows related to that will be attached to United Kingdom, France, like that. It will be grouped by country. Let us see how to group by. First we need to write group, and then the one relation that we want to get the data from, group by field, and then we can use describe. So let us see how it works. First, I'm using group by country. So group underscore country is the new relation name. It can be anything. It can be your own name. Then group, I'm using the group keyword, and then we are taking this as the input. We are making the groups on this particular relation or the data table. Group by country created, and then describe group country. How does that look like? It has a group that is char array, retail customer pig. So and within, for every country and the remaining field, so it will have country and the remaining fields, all the rows and columns. In fact, you will get a clear idea only on looking at it. So the new data set is totally in a different format. Here is where you will understand actually what exactly are the bags and what is the use of bag. So if you see group country, you have group country, right? So you can take group country, and let us say, let's try to print first two observations in that group country table or the new relation. So for that I have to first use limit operator, create a new group country head. So I'm creating a new relation here, so that will be group country head. So that is to just print the first two observations. Again, now we can dump that. When I dump it, first two countries will be printed from that bag. So how does this group country, this new one, looks like? Okay, that new relation, it looks totally different. It's a bag. So how does that look like? It contains bag inside a bag. So it will show United Kingdom or whatever is the country name and all the observations related to that. Let us try to understand what exactly this output is. How does this look like, this output? So we have printed two observations, right? First observation is RSA. First observation is RSA, that is the country name and all the records related to RSA. In that new relation or the new table or new bag that we have created, first observation is RSA because this is group by, right? So first country name and then all the records related to that country. And then second observation is USA, all the records related to that country. If you would have printed three observations, then you will get three countries. Let us print three observations in this case. So for that, what first we need to do, limit is 3, head group country. So limit is 3, then again dump that one. So now we will get three countries. Country 1, country 2, country 3. Country 1, all the records related to that country. Country 2, all the records related to that country. Country 3, all the records of that particular third country. Okay, very difficult to understand, but let's try to make sense out of it. We dumped first three observations. Oh, the terminal is not big enough to actually, so that we can have a look at it. First two countries, the third country is actually too big, so we won't be able to have a look at these three countries. I think it works pretty well first for the first two countries, so we will continue as it is. So that is how we first we show the first two bags. Why exactly we need bags? Because once we group by, then we can find all these summary statistics easily. So one of the example is we can count for each country. Let's say there are several countries in this bag, right? For each country, how many customers are there from each country? So that's a good question. Like each country, what is the frequency of each country? How many customers are there from each country? So how do we answer that question? So first we need to use group by. So anyway, we have created that group by country. Now we can write the code country counts. So we can write the code country counts, which is for each group by country which we have created. That means for each of the value that in that bag, generate group name. Generate means like you get the fetch the output. So generate group name, that is country name, and then count of retail customer. So we just want to get the group name, that is the country name, and the number of customers. So the code for that is for each group country. So there are 1 2 3 4 how many ever countries are there, for each of that value generate is a keyword, generate group name, that is a country name, and the count. So that is how the first country country will be created. Then once we dump that, it will finally give us each country name and the count of customer, country name, count of the customers. That is the reason why we use group by. Country name, count of customer, country name, count of the customers. You remember why we were not able to see the limit 3? Because in the third country there are 5559 customers. That was the reason why we were not able to see the whole output. In the first two countries there were less customers, that's why we could see them physically. So that is how we can do group by. In fact, there are several other operations, filter, joins, etc. We are going to practice them in some time.